go to war with a better group of men.
End zone throw, touchdown, T. Higgins.
Time for me to take over.
Inside the 20 with a block, Mixon, and that's going to be a Bengals touchdown.
Time to do it again.
Burrow on second down with time, can't find anyone, and now he fires downfield to Jamar Chase. He's got it, and takes it all the way for a Bengals touchdown, 70 yards.
We're gonna keep fighting through adversity. It's not gonna be perfect every time.
Field looking for Devontae Adams. It is picked off by Awuzie. His first interception as a member of the Cincinnati Bengals.
We're just gonna keep getting better and better and better. Welcome to New Stripe City, a YouTube channel for diehard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie, and I'm joined today by my co-host from the AFC North Talk, Sonny. What's going on, bro?
How you guys doing, guys? I'm here in sunny Florida. That's why my setup's a little bit different. But I'm excited to be here with Ace.
No, all good. And if you guys do watch AFC North Talk, please be sure to subscribe to that channel. We're doing a live show tomorrow here in Orlando. So I'm glad that Sonny is down. We're going to have the whole crew together, me, him, Quincy, Tony. So please be sure to check that out. But we're here to talk about Bengals Ravens. And coming into this game, you know, there's a lot on the line, right? We talk about not only the division, but first seed in the AFC. It's a crazy game. But coming into this, the Ravens have been plagued with injuries. We've kind of talked about it on our show. But just give Bengals fans that haven't been familiar with the Ravens season thus far, you know, how those injuries have affected the team and how they've actually bounced back, because obviously they are playing still well with the injuries.
Yeah, so it's funny because the Ravens got a lot of injuries preseason, right? Like even before preseason started. And then obviously, I think it was by game 2 of the preseason or game 3 of the preseason, you got both J.K. Dobbins, which people don't talk enough. Our running game has looked okay, but with J.K. and Gus Edwards, would have looked like light years better. So you lose J.K., then you lose Gus, and then you lose Justice Hill, which, you know, it would have been good for him to get the opportunity. He was RB3. But even him, I wouldn't consider him a huge loss. But still, nonetheless, he was familiar with the offense. We bring Murray was signed on a Friday, and he was starting on a Sunday with Tyson Williams. So obviously that was a big thing. We lost the corner, Peters. Peters was obviously a big loss. And we have had young guys stepping up in the secondary. So this secondary is fairly young. You get Stevens playing safety for the most part, but also playing some corner. He was a 3rd-round pick this year. And then you got A-Red, third-year corner out of Alabama. I think he was a 5th-round pick 3 years ago. And he has been playing fairly well. Also losing Ronnie Stanley now for the year. He only played 1 game. We moved Alejandro Villanueva to the left tackle. Our left guard in the same game, in game 1, he was done for the first 4 games. He's back. Right now, he's basically playing like the swing tackle position. Then we put the rookie 3rd-round pick as a left guard. He's out for the year, looks like. And now we're in our 3rd left guard. Center, right guard, right tackle. Right tackle right now we have, because that's what Big Al was going to be playing, we have a guard playing right tackle. So obviously this O-line is being patched as it goes. Bateman was out for a couple, but now Bateman is back. He looked pretty good for first game. And, you know, I'm sure I'm missing more injury. Oh, we lost LJ Ford, which was like our linebacker 2/3. And Ravens currently had the most players on IR. We also are getting healthier as the season has gone, because a couple of those were in loss for the year, like Bateman. Boyle is about to come in the next couple of weeks. The left guard that left, which is Phillips, he's back right now. They have a swing tackle because we don't have any more tackles left. We brought your guys, Andre Smith, Bengal. Yes, Bengal. He even playing against a left tackle. That wasn't pretty, but we even had him playing a left tackle for a little bit over there. But overall, I mean, this Ravens team has players stepping up, right? They're stepping up on the right time, which is important. Shows the depth It shows the commitment, I guess, for the team. Avery is a guy that has been grooming with the team, for example, in the corner position for 3 years, right? And they liked him, they kept him. He plays special teams as injuries happen here and there. But one surprise is you would think Jimmy Smith would be playing CB2. They have been leaving Averett there. Even when he struggled a little bit against the Colts, but they left him there. Jimmy played more like safety. He's playing like a little bit of safety, taking some of the hybrid roles. Taylon Young, as the season has been going, he's playing better as well over there in the slot corner. So the Ravens on the secondary are healthy-ish, you know. Obviously not fully like they wanted with Peters, but at this point, as healthy as you gotta be. On the wide receiving side, we are healthy. We lost Sammy Watkins, another player. We lost, so he was being the veteran. But getting Bateman, Hollywood's been playing great this year, so I think the Ravens are okay on that side as well. The running back position, now people are raving about this running back crew because it's big names, right? Latavius Murray, Bell, and Freeman. In my opinion, if I'm completely honest, I think they are average at best. I think if we had our old running back crew, it would be better. There's not explosiveness in this running back core. They are getting yards because of Lamar, right? Lamar, the threat of Lamar, you know, Freeman has a couple big runs. Murray's the better of the three. He's more consistent. Bell, for me, the problem with Bell, which has been my problem with Bell always, is he's a great runner. I don't never thought he was a good runner for this team. He's a patient runner. He's a guy that likes everything to be developed and then he attacks the hole, which is great. But with this team and that RPO, Lamar's making the read. And when he gives you the ball, he wants you to attack the hole. And that's not him. So we'll see with time if he plays better. He's good on the blocking side, which is great. Tyson Williams is the better. Well, I think Tyson Williams might be the better runner. The problem with him is he tends to lose the ball, which is not great. And he's not good on the blocking side. So
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's you covered all of the injuries for the most part, from my understanding. Just talk about some of the strengths and weaknesses of this team, right? Because obviously Lamar Jackson is a strength, but what would you consider positions of strength for this team and positions of weakness?
surprisingly, right now, the defensive line has been a strength. And I was surprised with that, right? I think, and we don't have there a Wolf. I forgot to mention Wolf. Wolf was amazing last year for us, and we don't even have Wolf right now. Which is, you might say, oh, well, but Wolf adds the Ravens like to bring and rotate that D line and the depth, right? So we have Marabuki playing great second year player. Brandon Williams, he's a blockers eater, and then Calais Campbell playing way better than last year, playing great football on the running side against the pass. He's playing great, and then you get Odafe Owe and Bowser has been playing fairly good, but Houston also. So the Ravens are this year are forcing pressures and sacks without blitzing, which is kind of scary. Because the secondary is still fairly strong. I know we caught a couple of weeks. We didn't have our free safety, on the Sean Elliott, but he's back. And I think that D-line, if they can put pressure, I mean, if Bengals know, we basically were harassing Burrow, but that was with blitzing. And I think that might do that in this game too. But if they do it without blitzing, that's a scary thought. The weakness for sure is the middle linebacker core. And now it's funny because I was telling Ace last Tuesday, I said like, yo, we have your guy, which was previously our guy, Josh Bynes. And he came and he jolted us defense in that middle of the field. But the problem with Bynes, that's going to be for a short amount of time because he doesn't have the energy to go that long. The idea is to give rest to Patrick Queen as he's struggling this year. Patrick Queen has not been good. I think Malik Harrison has been better than Patrick Queen right now. So that is interesting because if the running game goes to that second level, that's when the Ravens sometimes get in trouble because with Patrick Queen now making the right tackle, having run angles. When we had the young safety, the third round pick, he was getting some mishaps as well. We were getting some leak runs there for like 20 yards for no reason. So if you can get to the second level with the Ravens, there's exploitations there on the running side. On the passing side, my expectations is Humphrey and Chase, that's going to be a great matchup. And Humphrey, for the most part, has been shutting down whoever the receiver is. They've been following. If the receiver is a good receiver, they just say Marlon. To be fair, the Ravens do ask a lot about Marlon Humphrey, because if they want him to play the slot, he will play the slot, right side, left side. But I think biggest weakness is definitely middle linebacker. Strength, we have a couple. I mean, you don't get to 5-1 without have a couple of strengths. I think on the offensive side right now, I think the biggest strength is, if you want to give us the passing game, they can definitely do that. And if you give us the running game, as we saw last week, they can do that as well. So the strength right now on offense is they're being able to move the ball regardless the defense is being put out there.
Definitely, definitely. So you talked about Marlon Humphrey following Jamar, and that's been kind of a theme so far. So your prediction is that the Ravens will deploy Marlon Humphrey to follow Jamar Chase.
They might. See, the Bengals have a great receiving core. I have a lot of respect for the Bengals receiving core. I ranked them number one in the AFC North talk. I think they're the better one. And even that was pre Jamar Chase, right? Jamar Chase has been playing great. What I'm thinking might happen is the Ravens maybe at the beginning of the game not necessarily go follow, but if Chase has a couple good, catches or burns, they seen the corner getting burned, they might just say, Marlon, this is gonna be your game. Because the problem is, if they, let's say they put Marlon Humphrey on hand, and Marlon Humphrey is successful at taking Chase away, that doesn't mean the Bengals don't have any other weapons. T. Higgins and Boyd. I like a lot of Tavon Young, but Tavon Young is not the biggest dude. And Tyler Boyd's a physical receiver. That for me is a concern. I can see them saying in certain plays, Marlon, you're gonna go play the slot with Tyler Boyd. Jimmy Smith, go outside and pay T. Higgins, and Averett, go on Chase and then leak a safety over the top. Or sometimes they just say, you know what, F it. You're just gonna blitz, and if you can get the ball quick to him, props to you. But you might see that too. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did that last week. They said Mike Williams is definitely the best receiver. I mean, Allen is good, but you can see that he has taken a step back. Marlon, you go shut down, and he did shut up again. But I do think they do ask a lot from Marlon, and sometimes he does make some mistakes, because usually corners are either right side or left side. Even the great ones, right side or left. Like, you have a corner saying right, left, slot. You can get mistakes because it's only so much your brain can process at the same time. But I'm hoping they do it, because I would love to see that matchup 1-on-1.
Definitely, definitely. So as far as offensively, you kind of talked a little bit about defensively, how you guys could attack this wide receiver core. How do you guys plan to attack, I guess, the Bengals defense?
Bengals defense is an interesting one. You guys have one of my favorite linebackers, as you know,
Yeah.
Wilson. I said that pre-draft, and when you guys drafted him, I told Ace, like, that dude is amazing. Obviously, in the rookie year, I saw people were like, "Oh, Wilson's not." No, rookies are meant to struggle. And I always say, third round picks or later, if they year one come and be good, like solid, that's amazing. You for the most part are gonna struggle as a rookie third round pick. But this year you can see the growth on Wilson. I think the Ravens are gonna, it's funny, Ace, because I think it all depends how you guys are gonna be setting up in the defense.
Right.
I can see the Ravens airing it out, because I can see that the Bengals being so worried about the running game, because in the past couple of years, even though I do think the Bengals are way better than years before, the Ravens have had very good success against the Bengals. I'm not expecting a typical Bengals Ravens since Lamar's been here. I think they're all been blowouts. Uh, I'm expecting it to be a little bit closer, but the defensive coordinator, your boy Lou, might say, "Nah, I'm gonna just key on the run." So I can see the Ravens coming in, airing it out a little bit more. And then if they move back, then running it. But I'm expecting not necessarily having that much success against the run. You guys have a really good D-line, very solid pass rushers. Pass rusher, you don't concern me as much. Lamar does a lot. But the linebacking core and the D-line, I can see And I think Bates will come in a little bit more in this game. So I can see a lot of, a lot of people in the box and not allowing us to run as good. So I think what's going to end up happening is we have more passing attack than the running attack.
Okay, so that all starts with the quarterback Lamar Jackson. He's having an amazing season thus far. What are just your thoughts on him and some of the differences of this season compared to past? Because some people have said this season is potentially even better than the MVP season that he just had a few years ago. What are your thoughts just on Lamar and the evolution of him at the quarterback position this season?
It's funny because people say he has a better year than the MVP year. Statistically, that's not true. Statistically, the MVP year, he was way cleaner. One thing that the MVP year had that he doesn't have this year is the MVP year, our O-line was phenomenal. We had Ronnie Stanley, we had Marshall Yonda. I mean, that O-line was very so. Skura was having a great year all around. I mean, our O-line was a solid. I mean, after that, we have been struggling with the O-line. And this year, the O-line has been okay. Hasn't been as awful as if you think about with all the injuries, you're expecting to have an awful O-line, but it's been okay. I would say above expectation based on the injuries. I
Definitely,
think with
definitely.
Lamar, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
I was going that I think what Lamar has had is you can see the growth as a passer. Basically, the year that he was MVP, he threw over 30 touchdowns, very few interceptions, but it was wide open, right? There was not necessarily thread the needle. Lamar, you give him time, you would think like he looks like Aaron Rodgers and looking at his progression, not the arm, but
Mhm.
you can see how he goes progression wise. Not all quarterbacks do that. I mean, I don't want to make this, for example, about Baker, but Baker Mayfield still doesn't go through a lot of progressions. Lamar will stay in the pocket. Sometimes frustration to me because I'm like, there's so much green here, Lamar. If you just tuck and run, you have a bunch of air. But he wants to see all the field, so that's a big thing. Um, so I think the progression, the growth as a passer, also the Ravens. I cannot remember the last time we had as many weapons. I know Sammy Watkins is not gonna be in the field, but if when Sammy comes back, I mean, we legit have like four deep receivers. They are really, really good. I'm not saying superstar good. I'm not gonna go
Mhm.
there, but better than what we had before. And then obviously Mark Andrews helps him a lot. But I think the progression on the passing has been great for him. And now because we have speed, we can take you over the top. Again, the Chargers, for example, for us, if I were to tell you you're gonna play the Ravens, you're not expecting a team playing deep, right? You expect that against Kansas City because Kansas City can just beat you deep very easily. And that's how the Chargers were playing us. The Chargers are like, "Nah, you're not gonna beat us deep." That's crazy. And the reality is because Lamar has been able to throw deep successfully. So I think that is a big thing. I don't necessarily think he's playing better than his MVP year. It's just different. The MVP year he ran a lot and then he was deadly passing because the defense was just committing so much resources on the run. Now he's being a very good passer and then he's adding the run as a side note versus that year. That's what I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think me and you were the highest, I believe, on the panel when it came to the Ravens receivers. I thought that you guys did some things there, especially Adam Watkins, Adam Bateman. You got some development with Hollywood Brown taking a jump this season. Ravens receiving core, I think, definitely has some talent there for sure. Mark Andrews, you already know how I feel about Mark Andrews, and I felt like that because for him to put up those 800-yard seasons on a team that's a running team, I just knew that if you guys got to the point where it becomes a passing team that would just take his game to the next level, and that's one of the big X factors in this game as well. But do you have any predictions for how this game is going to go? I know obviously we're going to give them on AFC North Talk, but how do you see this game going? And well, I actually just tell you this, so you don't have to spoil it for anybody that is going to watch tomorrow. How can the Ravens come into this game and get a win?
I think it's tough for the Bengals to win because it's a road game, and AFC North is. I would say like if this game was in Cincinnati, I would say it would be tough for the Ravens to win. I think this game is going to be way closer, like I said, than previously Bengals Ravens. Your O-line has been playing really good, which is something I've been saying. If the Bengals can fix the O-line, that will help them a lot. I'm expecting this game actually to be close. I don't know where the line is, and I don't want to say the score prediction. I will say it tomorrow, but it's gonna be a close game. It's definitely gonna be one possession-ish game. I'm not expecting it to be more than one possession. Can the Bengals win? I hope not. But the Bengals right now for me, they look like a playoff team. And look, I know people are keen. Some people are keen about that Bears loss, for example, because the Bears really, they're an average team. Of all the losses you want to have, I mean, that is one that you're like, damn it, that's a team that we should beat, we need to beat. But like I said, NFC opponents, if you're gonna have a hiccup, you want to have it against the NFC. You don't want to have it against the AFC. Like if you say you want to lose to Jacksonville Jaguars or the Bears, you take that loss against the Bears before Jacksonville Jaguars, because Jacksonville Jaguars are not gonna be a tiebreaker, but the Bears, I'm sorry, they count more as a tiebreaker than the Bears. Yeah. So I think this is gonna be a typical AFC North game. It's gonna be a hardcore game. It's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be good hard football, which is what I love. So I can't wait to talk more tomorrow. But yeah, I think it's a one possession game.
Well, Sonny, we appreciate you being so generous with your time tonight. Please let Bengals fans and just people that are just fans of the AFC North in general know where they can find your stuff.
So SZG Sports, I can see on the screen everywhere. If you like Facebook, you can do it there, IG, Twitter, and obviously on YouTube, which you will see that I haven't posted in a week because I'm on vacation. But I'm coming back on Sunday. We're going to be doing a live stream pregame. I'm going to have my guy Ace here for a little bit there. So, yeah, if you want to follow me at SZG Sports, we always talking AFC North talk, by the way, guys. The Bengal fans are amazing. You guys rep always. You guys, I'm surprised because you guys are always coming. I do appreciate that. It doesn't matter you win or lost, because we lost some Steelers fans there for a while. They're coming out of the woodwork, but Bengals fans don't go. Bengals fans stay there, and we do appreciate that for sure.
No, we appreciate you too as well, Sonny. So, guys, I am going to leave you guys with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday. Thanks for tuning in and listening.
I'm going to go to war with a better group of men.
End zone throw. Touchdown, T. Higgins.
Time for me to take over.
Inside the 20 with a block. Mixon, and that's going to be a Bengals touchdown.
Time to do it again.
Burrow on second down with time. Can't find anyone. And now he fires downfield to Jamar Chase. He's got it. Wow. And takes it all the way for a Bengals touchdown. 70 yards.
We're going to keep fighting through adversity. It's not going to be perfect every time.
Field looking for Devontae Adams. It is picked off by Awuzie. His first interception as a member of the Cincinnati Bengals.
We're just going to keep getting better and better and better.